As a single dad, I was humiliated by my ex at the reunion. Then a billionaire saw me with my triplets. My name is Daniel Carter, and 3 years ago, my entire world collapsed in a single afternoon. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of small moments to change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness True Stories. Also, tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? My wife, Vanessa, left me 2 months after our triplets were born. 3 beautiful boys named Ethan, Liam, and Noah. She said she wasn't ready for this kind of life. Packed her designer bags and walked out the door without looking back. I was 32 years old, holding 3 screaming infants, standing in a kitchen full of unwashed bottles, surviving on 4 hours of broken sleep and sheer desperation. There was no family nearby to help. My parents had passed years ago, and my one sister lived overseas. I was completely alone with 3 tiny humans who depended entirely on me for everything, every feeding, every bath, every midnight cry, every single breath of comfort. I quit my marketing job and started doing freelance work from home just so I could be there for them. Money became brutally tight. I shopped at discount stores, cut every luxury from my life, and learned to stretch $1 further than I ever thought possible. But I never complained, because looking at those 3 faces, every morning was worth every sacrifice I ever made. By the time the boys turned 2, I had settled into a quiet, humble routine. I wasn't rich, I wasn't impressive, but I was their father, and I was present, and I was proud. Then came the reunion. My old college alumni group was hosting their annual gathering at a 5-star hotel downtown, and a friend convinced me to attend, saying it would be good for me to get out and reconnect. I dressed the boys in their cleanest matching outfits, loaded them into the stroller, and walked in with my head held high. That's when I saw her, Vanessa, standing near the entrance in an expensive dress, laughing with a group of people, looking like she hadn't spent a single sleepless night since she left us. The moment she spotted me, her expression shifted from surprise to something cold and performative. She walked over, looked at the 3 boys, then looked at me, my worn shoes, my budget suit, my tired eyes, and said loudly enough for everyone nearby to hear, "Still babysitting, Daniel? I thought you'd have figured your life out by now." The people around her laughed. I felt my face burn with humiliation. I wanted to disappear into the floor. Ethan pulled on my sleeve, and I looked down at his innocent face staring up at me, and I swallowed the pain whole. I simply said, "They're not babysitting. They're my sons, and they're the best thing that ever happened to me." I turned the stroller around and headed toward the exit, not wanting to spend another second in that room. I was nearly out the door when a hand gently touched my shoulder. I turned to find a tall, silver-haired man in a simple gray suit. He had kind eyes and a calm, steady presence. He crouched down to eye level with the boys and smiled warmly. "3 boys? How old are they?" he asked. 2 years old, I said quietly. "Triplets." He stood up and extended his hand. "Marcus Hale," he said. I recognized the name immediately. Marcus Hale was a self-made billionaire, founder of one of the country's largest logistics companies, and known for his philanthropic work. "I watched what happened back there," he said, his voice low and steady, "and I watched how you handled it. A man who responds to humiliation with dignity and love. That's a man worth knowing." I didn't know what to say. He pulled out a business card and handed it to me. "I'm looking for a regional community outreach director for my foundation. It's a real position. Good salary, flexible hours, and we help single parents and struggling families across the country. I think you'd understand the mission better than most." I stared at the card, hands trembling. He wasn't finished. "Also, my foundation runs a scholarship and housing assistance program. I'd like your boys to be among the first beneficiaries. College funds, starting today." I couldn't speak. Liam reached out from the stroller and grabbed Marcus's finger, and the man laughed. A real, full, genuine laugh. "Smart kids," he said. "They've got good instincts." 3 weeks later, I started my new position. The salary was more than I had ever earned. The work was meaningful, helping single parents navigate resources, access housing, find stability. I was living the mission because I had lived the struggle. Vanessa's words at that reunion had been meant to break me, but what she didn't understand was that every hard night, every sacrifice, every moment I chose my boys over comfort had been quietly building something unbreakable inside me. Marcus later told me he had attended that reunion as a guest speaker and had almost left early. He said something made him stay. I believe it was those 3 little boys in a stroller who needed someone to see their father clearly. Today, Ethan, Liam and Noah are 5 years old. They run through our new home with laughter that fills every corner. And every night when I tuck them in, I think about how the hardest season of my life became the foundation for the most beautiful chapter. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness truly do open the door to the greatest miracles. If this story touched your heart, please show your love and support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel, Kindness True Stories, where every story reminds you that goodness still exists in this world. Your support helps us keep spreading hope, one story at a time.